talking about your chest every single day for 6 years, showing it, defending it, making it part of your marketing. That's an enormous psychological pressure.
This may be the harshest thing Trilly has ever said to a girly pop, but frankly, it's true, at least in my opinion. Who told her to do that? No one told her to do that. She's the one that, again, I could totally understand if she did not even understand. I know for sure she had the insecurity of having a flat chest and being a petite girly pop. But no one told her, forced her to start making content about this, John. Just like nobody forced her to get a boob job. These are all things that she decided to do. And that's why I want to keep stamping it, no matter what anybody says about this, no matter what anyone feels about this. All these actions and all these results led up because Miss Dow made decisions and made the choices herself. Stamped. That's what it is. None of this happens if she doesn't make these decisions. And that's not me telling her, oh yeah, she couldn't start a YouTube. She couldn't talk about having insecurities and all that. But like, I'm sure y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, she made these choices. It was her choice to start this and make this the main topic and niche of her platform. It was her choice to go out and get boobies. And it was her choice to rage bait her audience. At what point is it like, yes, she has to take accountability for this?
Clara found herself trapped in that hole. She wasn't
And that's the crazy part, now that I keep thinking about it. At what point does she take accountability for this? Oh wait, she hasn't. She directly got up on this boy. I feel like I did nothing wrong, so I'm not apologizing. For the girly pops, the Huns, and the babes. Y'all seen thumbnail. Trilly has definitely arrived at this tea party because it's looking a bit mixy and messy. We definitely spilling a bit of the tea. I ain't gonna lie. You've seen the main protagonist of this, John, Miss Dow. Now, we don't need to go over any Johns with her. We've seen it all. Whether it be the eating, your personal eating had its video. Whether it be, you know what I'm saying, the rage baiting. Whether it be her apology. I ain't gonna lie. It's been mixy and messy for Hun. I ain't gonna lie. Let's really not even get started. But within all that, another Hun, her name is Miss Deborah Eris. She made a video saying that Miss CocoCrazy might have went too, funny enough, no pun intended, crazy on the Hun Clara Dow within her, you know, her coverage of the John. A lot of heads were saying that Miss CocoCrazy was milking it. You know what I'm saying? She was making a whole bunch of videos, doing too much or whatever type of beats. You know what I'm saying? You must have never seen Trilly. Sloppy! The sluppiest. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, there was a whole bunch of different Johns like that. She was saying that, like, you know what I'm saying, that Miss CocoCrazy was going too crazy. It might have been harassment. It might have been a whole bunch of things like that. This, that, and third. So I'm like, yeah, Trilly, of course, has to check this one out, baby. Because, you know, Trilly's going to be the judge of that, especially at this tea party. See what the opinions and conjecture is looking like over here. But, of course, we shouldn't even have to say this because this is a John I stamping all the time. There's just difference between genuine criticism and hate. So for the Hun, Miss Deborah Eris, we gonna keep it peas, you feel? She's giving her, you know what I'm saying, genuine criticisms. It's no head out here, so shouldn't have to say it. Do not harass Hun. It's all love for the girly pops. I know we get out. But let me not waste no more time because we gonna have to get into this, boy. We know it's gonna be a yap set. So without further ado, Trilly talks everything. Trilly does indeed yap everything every single time. Let's get right into it, baby. Like I said in the intro, shout out to the love with the Hun, Miss Deborah Eris. Like I said, we gotta share the love with all heads. We got CocoCrazy went too far against Clara Dow, harassment, lies, and more. Of course, you guys want to watch the OG video, down description and first link. Like I said, share the love. But you already know, Miss Clara Dow, Miss Hun Deborah Eris, Miss CocoCrazy. We'll be seeing what the temperature is looking like here, of course, as always. So let's not waste any more time. Let's do it. No cap.
The first habit, she's literally telling you to not eat, like ever. To only eat when you are super, super, super hungry. Past the point of no return. Like, lady, you are literally evil and you're a horrible person. So once again, I don't watch you anymore, and I literally just stumbled across the content again because someone asked me to.
I don't, and I never promote eating disorders, like, ever in my whole 6 years of doing content.
It's actually a massive liar and hypocrite.
Hello everyone. Before we start, I want
My native language is French, so sorry for the punctuation mistakes and my strong accent. You're chilling on.
to make one thing clear. I don't like speaking badly about people. And I believe that we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and that we should show humility and respect, especially on the internet. Today, I'd like to share my opinion about the wave of hate that targeted Clara because of communication issues, but also because of commentary YouTubers who started harassing her. I'm not going to go into detail about who Clara is because
Oh, trust me, and we know.
if you click on this video, you probably already know. But I want
Yep.
to come back to this bomb that commentary YouTubers dropped last February. The claim that Clara was promoting eating disorders. Critical videos appeared everywhere, full of outrage, showing a short clip that was supposed to prove everything. And very quickly, some people started saying that Clara, who calls herself body positive, was encouraging young girls to starve themselves.
And that's what I'm saying. Within her video, I'll tell you right now, a lot of these habits I would definitely not recommend to any of the young girly pops. And we talked about this in the many of, funny enough, if that's one of the criticisms, has, again, God, I was talking about in the intro from Miss CocoCrazy. They must have never seen Trilly, because, boy, how many videos do we have on Clara Dow? Hold on. Yeah, they about to go ahead and be mad at me. I ain't gonna cap. Hold on. 11. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be the first bull to tell you right now. It's like, yeah, after seeing all the different Jones, you know what I'm saying, especially from this specific video where her personal eating habits, not recommending these Jones, bro. Like her one take, especially the one where she felt like if she's overstuffed or overate or whatever, how she would barely eat the next day. She would go from eating like the normal 2,000 to 2,500 calories to like 600, like shit like that. Like, nah, I'm not telling the girly pops to do that.
The first habit is I don't eat when I'm not hungry, and I only eat when I'm like really hungry. I often don't remember to eat unless I
still don't know what that means.
Feel it in my stomach. I'm like, oh my god, I'm hungry.
But the problem is, she never said that. The clips used by this channel were actually tiny fragments of sentence, completely taken out of context. To be honest, the first time I saw the video, I didn't understand what the problem was. It was only after I saw that Kelly Scholar had released
Shout out to Miss Kelly Scholars.
a second video about her that I took the time to go watch Clara's video, the one that started all this hate. And honestly, Clara wasn't talking about deprivation, restriction, or glorifying anger at all. She was simply saying that she eats when she's angry and stops when she's full.
I'm not advocating.
Here's what she actually said with the context, since her actual videos were getting less views and the commentary YouTubers and all this drama.
For starving yourself. I'm not advocating for restrictive eating. That's not what I'm talking.
Restrictive eating, again, alright, I remember this part. It refers to dietary behavior where individuals drastically limit their food intake. This behavior can cause malnutrition, weight loss, or other psychosocial problems. But see, this was the John I was saying within her video. If she's saying she's not promoting restrictive eating, then what does she mean by, of course, if she felt overstuffed eating one day, she's barely basically not going to eat the other? Because what would that mean, though? That would be directly restricting your eating. Why would you not just take in the normal calorie intake every day? Because this is what you got to take in. And I totally get all like the other factor of not everyone like needs to consume the same amount of Johns. Like obviously there's clear difference in like BMI and stuff like that. Like clearly heads that are bigger, taller, or whatever gotta have like more of a calorie intake and all that type of beat. But even still, to eat like 600 calories the next day, that makes no sense. It's like, what?
Talking about eliminate completely snacking in between meals, always eating something throughout the.
And that was another thing too. That was one of the takes I found that was kind of crazy too. It's like, what did she mean by eliminating snacking? Because like another thing it seemed like she was saying was like where heads basically cannot snack. You're acting like when you snack, heads are snacking like all the time, like every 5-10 minutes or whatever between Johns. Like if heads want to have a bag of chips or like like a Welch's fruit snack between a Johns, that's fine. I don't get it. Like that's why I was so confused, and I'm still am a little bit to this day.
I don't think that is healthy. All that snacking, all that like eating when you're not hungry, it's just extra calorie. And of course,
but yeah, no, I do agree on that. But then there's like the difference of that type of beat where like, or is somebody snacking constantly to where that is going to over time increase their weight, or are they just snacking like here and there? Because when she says to totally eliminate snacking, it's like, do you have to do that? Like I don't like, especially if you're not overly consuming on snacks.
When you keep doing that, you're gonna gain weight. I never said that eating 3 meals a day is unhealthy. I said that if you have to or feel the need to snack throughout the day, like every 5 or 10 minutes, and always think about food, that is not healthy. And I think that we can
pause. What was the take? Like there was another take about like the portion sizes and all that type of beat.
all agree on that. I feel like my words were definitely taken out of context and twisted in a way that make me sound like an obsessive person that starved myself and promote eating. But I was just sharing.
And then there's also the whole fact, like, see, now this has got me really thinking. Again, I talk about it all the time, pros and cons of the slap. There's the whole narrative of course, like, she was pushing the way that she looks or whatever, because it's her personal eating habits, obviously, to show the way that her body is. Well, she was saying that the way she was looking was all because, obviously, like, duh, like, she's petite, skinny, body positivity, it's just how the way she looks. When, obviously, the way she's looking was because of these eating habits, which we already, at worst, if we're saying, alright, heads are doing too much on Miss Clara Dow, they're harassing her, yada, okay, word. But taking a step back, we can all acknowledge still that these eating habits are not good. And also the factor of these eating habits, her personal ones, by the way, again, personal Jones that she's sharing, which is another thing we got to get into on this, because if she feels like even within recommending her personal eating habits that people should not do these because they could be potentially harmful to them, and that's another thing, but like the disclaimer and stuff like that, which I'm sure will be like a point or whatever, because the disclaimers, especially for the young girly pops in the audience, like, bro, those disclaimers weren't doing anything. But anyway, sidebarring that, like, it's the whole thing of these eating habits is one of the reasons, or one of the main reasons, especially because diet is one of the main reasons that people look how they look, a whole bunch of Johns, is how she looks. If she's like doing these like not really good eating habits, which are personal to her or whatever, still we're using that plausible deniability for this. Like, yeah, she's using these and she's putting them out. This is how she looks. If other girly pops do that junk, they probably not gonna look how Miss Dow looks. You know what I'm saying? It could again be very harmful to them. Like, it's a whole
my daily habits, and I don't encourage anyone to follow it.
And honestly,
but then that brings that, like, that was my overall question with Miss Dow's John. If she doesn't, like, okay, we're saying that, not even we're saying, she's saying that these are her personal eating habits. Sure. If she still feels as though that within saying this and now within her apology that these Jones, like, she doesn't recommend it to everyone, she feels as though that these Jones could be harmful to people, why even put them out at all? Even if there are some heads asking for, you know, saying your personal eating habits, if you felt as though some of these you shouldn't recommend to people, don't put them out. I'm like, hey man, this is how I eat, but however y'all feel comfortable eating, do that. Like, I'm not telling her she got to be like some type of like perfect dietitian and you shouldn't listen to her at all with no Jones unless she got like some degree showing. But like, if she is now saying in this apology that like she does not recommend this junk to everybody, yo, this could be harmful, what was the point of putting it out?
do that too. Not exactly the same way, but something.
I was already doing pretty much everything she shared on 14 habits with a preference for intermediate fasting, but I'm too broke to avoid all the processed food.
Very similar. And I can assure you, I don't have eating disorder. But the commentating YouTubers didn't mention those warnings at all.
Let me see. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The disclaimer, where this is like that's what I'm saying. There's a bunch of nuance to the disclaimer thing, because yeah, I totally understand. If someone's around my age, yeah, they might read this disclaimer, because this is a whole nother thing of like disclaimers and terms and conditions and all that type of beat. People, let's keep it a buck here. Every time, most likely, people skip these shits. Let's keep it a buck, and that's for adults and jits. But if we're saying specifically for heads that are like adults, yeah, there's more or less like a sense that heads would be more likely and inclined to read this and understand this disclaimer. But for young girly pops and jits, they are not reading this shit. Like, I'm gonna let y'all know, they're not reading this. Look at this. Did she really encourage her followers to starve? Otherwise, they gain weight. Did she actually body shame by putting down all the non-thin body types? Let me see. I can't even fucking talk. Let me see this again. Did she really encourage her followers to starve? Within this, again, if we're saying that these are her personal eating habits and all that type of beat, if some of this, which like the one take she had, which was the thing of like, yo, eating and feeling overstuffed and then not eating, you know what I'm saying, the same type of calories, or not eating the same amount of calories the next day. If she is giving out these personal habits, and we know some girly pops are really fans of her and all that type of beat, I'm not saying that she directly is saying that, yo, do these habits, you're gonna starve yourself, you're gonna be harmful. Nah, but it's still the implication of like, yeah, if some of the girly pops do follow this like rhetoric, you know what I'm saying, do follow these personal habits or whatever, yeah, this could be potentially harm for them. This could lead to them could potentially starve themselves. But obviously, duh, we don't know. That's the whole thing of it. But to avoid this even potentially happening, yeah, it probably wouldn't be too good to put this out.
I want to have a disclaimer that this video is not for people who have eating disorder. It's not for people who have unhealthy relationship with food. I'm not advocating for starving yourself. I'm not advocating for restrictive eating. That's not what I'm talking about.
Again, then I'm gonna ask her, what was with that one take? Would that not be restrictive eating? You know what I'm saying? And again, I just came off of saying it too. Like, yeah, no one's saying that Miss Dow is saying directly to her young teenage girly pop audience, or even anyone in her audience in general, that like you should starve yourself, you should do all this. But nah, within some of these habits, and especially if some of these like girly pops follow this, John, it could potentially lead to that. That's the problem.
Don't stuff yourself.
Disclaimer: you don't have to stay at a certain weight to be happy. It's all personal choice. Be safe with what you are doing and learn what works for you. And then what about those books? Oh my god, that was a whole nother thing. Those books that were like, one of them was directly promoting unhealthy junks.
Don't eat when you don't have to. And I didn't really do intermittent fasting, and I don't think teenagers should be doing intermittent fasting either. So if you're a teenager,
I'm gonna keep it a buck, hun. I don't think teenagers, or better yet teenage girly pop, should be doing half of these things you're recommending.
and you're still growing, don't watch this video. This video is not for you. This video is for adults who have already finished growing, okay? I always see comments that say, oh, you have my dream body, I want to be skinny like you. Some people even use me as safety inspo. I don't think it's healthy though, don't do that. I don't drink.
You know what's so funny about her saying that, and like this, like, you know, saying be used as a disclaimer, this like helps the point I was making earlier. If you still feel as though that like, yo, this could be harmful to, again, we know the majority of your audience, but this is even a thing I say all the time for a bunch of creators too. Like, yeah, the main majority of audience is young girly pops, you know what I'm saying? And they're the ones that are probably gonna be gullible enough to just directly follow this beat, unquestionable. And that's why I'm saying with the disclaimer, some heads will truck right through this, especially Jits, because bro, Jits, again, gullible as hell. They'll do whatever the fuck. Yo, and this is why you'll see a ton, I was seeing a ton of, you know what I'm saying, girly pops in the comments. You know what I'm saying? We were making videos on her, and they're like, yo, I was following her, and she was really one of my inspirations for all this. Like, there are girly pops that was following her Jones to the word. And this is what I mean. Far back to this, again, if you're recognizing this could be harmful, not even just for the young girly pops, if you're Xing this out, Miss Dow, even for, like, you know what I'm saying, adult heads too, this rhetoric, this junk could be harmful. This personal advice, this junk could still end up being harmful for heads. And if you acknowledge that, what's even the point? I wouldn't even put it out, because then it's like, yo, it falls back on you. And it did. Oh my, I don't know.
I don't smoke, I don't vape, because actually when you do these things, especially consuming cannabis or marijuana, your appetite go up and you want to eat more.
The munchies.
You want to eat more.
The problem is that a single sentence taken out of context can destroy someone's reputation. Yes, she said
Nah, it wasn't just this. She did a bunch of other things, but I could understand where she's coming from, and it's like taking it out of context and all that. Yeah.
that sometimes she doesn't feel angry until 7 p.m. But honestly, who hasn't been so busy during the day that they forgot to eat? It's not healthy. Really not. But hasn't it ever happened to you? When you listen to the video without judgment, but
Wait, let me go back. Maybe
really not. But hasn't it ever happened to you? When you listen to the video
like, now I could understand that. Like, I can understand that scenario, like where you're doing stuff. This happens to me damn near like every day, making the slops. You know what I'm saying? Sloppy. But like, where like, yeah, I'll be hungry or whatever, but I'm making videos and all that type of beat. So I'm like doing something, but I'm also acknowledging that, like, yeah, I am hungry. I need to go eat. The way she's sounding, like, it's like, yo, you just forget to eat. Like, yeah, man, it's just totally skipping my mind. I just don't even think I have to eat. Don't even have to realize I have to eat. Now, obviously, taking it to that degree, like, is a nuance. But then this is where we're sitting here at, where like you're taking things out of context, and which way are you supposed to interpret this? You know what I mean?
without judgment, but with pure objectivity, you can immediately understand that she shared this anecdote about sometimes only feeling hungry after 7 p.m. Not to tell her viewers, hey, if you don't wait until after 7 p.m. to eat, you're going to gain weight. But rather to explain that sometimes with all the activities and responsibilities she has to deal with in a day, she's so focused on what she has to do, and since she's not someone who often gets hungry, she ends up forgetting to eat. She never presented this as something only thin people do or as a method you should follow to become thin. She was simply sharing an anecdote that has probably happened to many.
I'd imagine Miss Clara Dow is busy, but again, like, yo, call it parasocial trilly. I don't know. How busy is she? She was making them TikToks with Javi. She was, boy, them, Jesus Christ, I'm just cringe. Yo, shoot, after the whole thing with Javi, she's making these Hot Girl Summer TikToks. She's making these other Johns. Like, are we sure? How busy is she to where she's doing stuff constantly to where she's just forgetting to eat? If we're just interpreting it like the common way of, like, yeah, like, you're just doing a lot of Johns, so, like, obviously you're just busy and you don't have, like, really time to eat. I don't know.
Many people living in a developed country.
I'm like, yo, I'm dickying. I don't know.
overwhelmed with work, higher education, or any stressful activity that needs to be finished that same day for your future. But I agree that she should have.
You know what? Nah. You know what? We really go fully through it because heads love to drive in. The streaming, the YouTubing, the TikToking is not harder than a 9 to 5. So let's really stamp it in for Miss Dow. It's not. So we're saying that she's so busy and all that type of beat to where she just not. Yo, listen. 7 p.m. is when I eat most of the day. Like, are we actually going with that? Because as far as I'm concerned, a lot of heads gonna hit them with, yo, she just making TikToks. Where in that does she not have the time to go get a snack or eat? Even on her own means. Because she's saying, yeah, listen, don't want a snack and all that. She's saying that sometimes American portions ought to be big. On her own means of how she wants to eat. Throughout this whole day, she's so busy. What about those TikToks where she was going out on dates and shit with Javi on some ambulance type of beat? They were doing the same John. See, this is...
Verify that. Even though this happened to many people, it's not healthy. And it's true that sharing this anecdote in a video about staying slim is a bit tricky and very clumsy. And another thing, it annoys me when people say creators should be extra careful because children are watching.
I want to just imagine you are a 10-year-old girl.
I guess you could say hypocrisy to that because then I could acknowledge Jits are watching. Oh my god, should Jits be saying curse words and all that? And you know Trilly curses up a storm. So yeah, like you can go on that type of beat, but then I feel like this is the thing I say about hypocrisy. There is definitely levels to hypocrisy. The example I use all the time. I tell y'all, brush your teeth, make sure your teeth is good. But if I tell y'all that and pop a candy is hypocritical, because yo, Trilly, why are you eating a candy? I thought you said keep your teeth good, right? Then there's, again, my other example, Clara Dow. If you've made body positivity content, hun, telling heads, yeah, you should be like secure with your body. Like if you have a flat chest, you should be secure with it. You know what I'm saying? Embrace it, you're okay. And then you get a boob job. Well, what the fuck happened to that 6-year rhetoric? It's like, you know what I'm saying? There's the levels to that, John. I don't know.
You love this influencer because she makes you feel good about yourself when you watch her shorts. So you see this video, you're like, wait, what? Stay skinny? I guess this influencer that knows everything about body positivity is right. I should click on this video and I should follow her steps. This could lead you into a serious eating, like a serious one.
Creators can make whatever content they want. It's the parents' jobs to monetize.
In Clara's case, I don't see how the video itself is a problem, given that she already did what she was supposed to do as a responsible adult by including a lot of disclaimers. But even with disclaimers, it's still an issue. Then most YouTubers should be criticized because everyone tackles sensitive or complex topics while including disclaimers. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do agree. But this is like, yeah, this is what was coming up saying with the whole like hypocrisy thing. It's like, yeah, okay, sure. If we're talking about in the base level, yeah, yo, should parents be letting their kids go on the internet unmonitored so they get access to, like, you know what I'm saying, you know, like the hub, all different type of joints like that? Yeah, nah. But if a creator is putting out, again, their personal eating habits on all that type of beat, which I can understand, again, we just coming off of that, these are the eating habits she follows, and she's acknowledging this with all these different disclaimers and all that. But again, if you're acknowledging that Jits are a major majority of the audience, then they're just gonna fully go through with these Johns. Like, this is what I'm saying. They're going to go past the disclaimers because, yo, this is their favorite creator. And this is the thing I talk about, idolization and all the type of beat all the time. Oh, my God. Well, if my favorite creator looks like this, if she's so perfect, you know, and I love her, they're gonna shoot right through. They're not going to care about these Jones. So in that case, yeah, I do agree. It should be more of a parent's job to monitor their kids. Duh. Like, yo, parents got to be fucking parents. I talk about this shit all the time. Like, yo, of course, parents need to be giving your kids TLC, all this different type of beat. Make sure they're good so they grow up, obviously become upstanding people, you know what I'm saying? Good heads. But also at the same time, yo, it is that also the prerogative of the YouTuber, and this is kind of going against the Luddy argument, but in this case, very different, because directly a bad being by Ms. Dow putting out, let's be frank, this not good and a pretty bad rhetoric on these eating habits. Yeah, it's also the prerogative of the YouTuber to try to, you know, put out the best, you know, discourse and rhetoric they can, especially to their audience and all that type of beat, especially not to be very hypocritical to them, but that's on the beat of body positivity, you know what I'm saying, not on the eating habits thing, so I'll leave that alone for now.
So what their kids watch. I don't think it's up to the creators to parent their audience. For example,
no, and I agree with you on that. I ain't gonna lie, like, yeah, like at the same time, yo, at what point is it, yo, the parents gotta be fucking parents, and it's like you don't expect a YouTuber to fucking parent your children. Is dumb. But at the same time, but also would say to Miss Dow, it's also your prerogative to not give your, especially, we know, majority of the young audience of teenage girly pops bad advice, bad rhetoric that could be potentially harmful to them.
I've made reaction videos about the anime Diabolic Lovers, which I describe as problematic and cringe, and which contains non-consensual scenes. I didn't hesitate to say that directly, but I also made a series of videos where I share my conversations with characters from that universe, and honestly, It's just as problematic. Of course, Apple trigger warnings, but I believe that if you click on a video after seeing the title and the thumbnail, you know what you're getting into. And honestly, we need to bring back a bit of empathy on the internet. Because when you read the comments under the critical videos about situations, you can see that people can be incredibly mean.
And I agree, and that's why I keep saying there's a difference between hate and genuine criticism. I'm not trying to go out of my way, oh my god, Clara Dow, fuck you, you're a bitch, yada yada, this, that, and the third. But I will be looking at Miss Dow and saying, on the tip of you being in a body positivity community, hun, and heads, at least on the factor of body positivity and them watching you, like, you know, the young girly pops, and them watching you and them feeling like you're a figure, not of like idolization, but they were feeling inspired by you because they had insecurities, not just about their body, not just about like flat chest, but insecurities in general. If they don't feel particularly positive about you, hun, and it's on the hate of like, yeah, because they feel not even gently hurt in parasocial tip, I guess, but they feel like wronged because they feel like you were fraudulent, you did a flip, I really can't be mad at them. Again, you shouldn't be saying she's a bitch, fuck her, yada yada, this, that, and the third. Like, yo, that's not koosh, that's not kosher, that's not cordial, that's not amicable. But then we're sitting here like, okay, where is the factor of we have to limit, or better yet, not even limit, where's the line drawn to where you can criticize her? Where does it stop at? Because for me, it stops at like, yeah, fuck her, she's a bitch and all that shit. But I'm going to tell you right now, she definitely rage baited her audience. Getting a boob job was hypocritical. And this is all in my opinion too. All this type of be. Some of the rhetoric in her, you know what I'm saying? Eating habits video, not good for the young girly pops. I get it, there's disclaimers and all that, but let's be frank here. These jits don't give a shit about those and they're not gonna read them, Jones. So it's like, I get it, but still, Miss Dow did a bad. Like, we can point that out and acknowledge that. You don't gotta go hate on her, go doing all that crazy shit, but we can point out when she did bads.
30 seconds video, and I clearly see she lacks empathy.
Another thing I find interesting is that she said she doesn't want to box.
Actually, she redeemed herself in the last 10 minutes at the end, my bad. But I find her a bit harsh at the beginning. We all know that's a lot of people don't watch videos all the way through, of course. Brain rot app, come on, they not even getting 15 seconds in.
Body positivity into not changing yourself. But girl, that is exactly what you stood for. You stood for that. You said that you should be positive about your body.
Yo, man, I must be a real asshole. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm staying stamped because that's really what it is. Truly stay stamped. It's like Miss Dow, like really the way she done about this, John. I'm not saying she has to be perfect. She has to be this perfect representation of like the body positivity community and this perfect idol in the community. I don't expect that of anyone. I don't expect anyone to be perfect, never. And this is something I say all the time too. Everyone has flaws. There's no such thing as a perfect individual, a perfect person, all that type of beat. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the way Miss Dow was going about the situation was in no regard perfect, and the way she was going about handling it, the two, I think it was 2 TikToks she was doing as a response, then the apology. Then after that, rage baiting her audience, you know what I'm saying? Basically throwing it back in her face that she got boobs. It's like, yo, I'm going to criticize her for that. If I'm an asshole or if I'm being too harsh, then that's just fair. Hey, that's y'all opinion. That's, you know what I'm saying? That would be Miss Deborah here's opinion, you know what I'm saying? But that's stamped. Like, she's going to get criticism for this.
And you don't need to change.
We're not going to take it to the wet levels of, again, like crazy ass harassment and that shit. But, like, she's going to hear it though, for sure.
Anything to be beautiful, to feel beautiful. So why all of a sudden you're like, I don't want to box this into just being about not changing yourself? Because girl, that's exactly what you stood for. So why going back all of a sudden when you've already changed your body?
Yes, Clara wants to change because she had been doing this for 6 years. I understand that some people might feel betrayed.
And I understand that too. But then my response to that also was, okay, Miss Dow, instead of just randomly popping out with boobies one day, let your audience know, hey, listen, y'all, the body positivity, John, listen, I'm really feeling the movement. I don't want to give it up or anything like that, but I want to take my content indoor, just the way I'm going about life in a different direction. Be transparent, be genuine with your audience. She dead ass just popped out with titties one day. I'm sorry, like, yo, she really just, she said she got boobs for fun. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't see stuff like that and be like, nah, I'm being too rude. Like, this, I'm also saying on the tip of, I feel where Ms. Deborah's coming from, where like, yo, sometimes heads be getting too parasocial, but 6 years of body positivity, 6 years of making girly pops feel secure because they have a flat chest and all that, and now one day you have boobs? What the fuck happened? And then your excuse is it was for fun? What the hell? Like, yo, this is crazy.
But put yourself in her shoes for 2 seconds.
I love my flat chest.
I try to do it. I do it with everyone. I try to do it with everyone. I try to put myself in everybody's shoes. Try to put my mind in their mind. And a good amount of the time, it just doesn't compute because of how, like, avoidable, let's just be frank, most of this shit is.
Very innocent, pure image online. But in my personal life, people were mistreating me. People were...
And that was another thing when I was seeing this. I am sure this was happening. Because there are rude motherfuckers out there. Dead ass. I am really sure. And that's what I'm saying. That's something I can't take away from Miss Dow. I'm sure there were people that might have been bullying her and shit for her body, and they should never do that shit. That's fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. Go worry about somebody else's appearance. Why you worry about the appearance of somebody you don't even care about? Shit is dead and all that. And you can say hypocritical Trilly of the John right now, but this is where I'm getting back into it. We cannot sit here and pretend like, again, hun, you built your entire career platform and audience off of this. Don't you think some of the Huns in your audience, especially that were feeling good messages off of the messaging you were putting out, are not going to feel some type of way about this? None? I'm not saying for the heads of getting crazy parasocial, but for you to expect them to feel basically like nothing and just bygone sweep, what? No way.
Abusing me, and I let it happen. My own personal life, I went through so much drama, so much hurt, so much trauma, and I came out of it. It's in 2023 that I had like a rebirth. Like,
the first person to talk about this situation was Kelly Scholars, which a video titled Clara Darrow, the most disgusting body positive hypocrite on TikTok. The only thing I agree with is when she criticized the scene where Clara forces herself to cry and cuts the end of her hair as a tribute to a deceased woman. That's, yes, I found a bit cringy. But the rest, misinterpretation. At least Kelly only made one video at first and then waited 6 months before making the second one. Even if I thought her analysis was shaky, I don't feel like she was constantly targeting Clara or trying to use this controversy just to get views and money.
So we're saying Miss Coco's crazy, like alongside, like, you know what I'm saying, like guys being too hateful towards her, like she kind of grifted. Okay.
That's not the case with CocoCrazy. So I stay polite, but I don't like her content. I know she is a minor, and I don't want to seem like I'm attacking a teenager, but this time, things went way too far. Where Kelly, Miss Wewe, or Lenami
I ain't gonna lie. Shout out Miss Kelly Scholars, Miss Wewe.
made 1 or 2 videos, CocoCrazy made a lot more. Her
Oh, thank God they don't know me.
first video on February 21st was called The Disgusting Side of Clara Darrow. Less harsh in the title than Kelly, maybe, but still very strong in the content.
And at the end of this video, she really has the nerve to say she isn't really trying to make you skinny or stay skinny. She's just trying to make you healthy. Like, lady, like, woman, you literally titled it How to Stay Skinny or whatever. So, like, don't even start. Like, lady, you are literally evil and you're a horrible person. So, hope that helped clear your mind a little bit.
I've always wanted to make this video because I always see comments that say, oh, you have my dream body. I want to be skinny like you.
Like, again, she herself is saying this. The literal influence of her making this video was because she was seeing heads in the audience say they want to look like her, all this. Like, so if she gives out her personal eating habits, these people, do you think they're gonna try to follow them or not? And again, nuance, hypotheticals. Is everybody, every single girly pop watching are gonna try this? Is a majority gonna try this? No. But for the heads that still are, is this not harmful? Say I'm dickying. Say I'm dickying.
Some people even use me as if inspo. I don't think it's healthy though. Don't do that. But if you ever wonder what habits naturally skinny people do, then this is it.
At the end of the day,
And that was another thing where she just gave me the perfect box. Naturally skinny people, you're not Hun. Because some of these eating habits is the reason that you are staying skinny, and that wouldn't be natural. Again, if you are eating the normal amount of caloric intake around 2,000 to 2,500 and you are eating way below that the next, that's not normal. That's unnatural. I totally understand heads do that too. Let me not act like I'm eating perfect 3 meals a day and all that shit. I'm not. But again, if we're trying to put out that everything you're doing is a natural way, like it's just generally not. Because that's not a natural, like, you know what I'm saying, eating process. Especially if you're doing that as something stamped in and you're doing this, like, frequently. You know what I mean? That's definitely not normal.
I don't really care about how scientifically backed up these claims are that she makes in this video. I don't care how many books she read. The point of this video is to call her out because she...
And it's crazy because, like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. No Miss Coco's crazy, Glade. But those books were bullshit. Those were the books I said need to be put in as a fireplace, as Kindle. Because, yo, one of them was, like, the one shit wrote by that one lady. I remember that shit. And that John was, like, completely harmful, the rhetoric in that book in terms of, like, eating habits and shit. I'm like, yo.
She's a hypocrite, and she deserves to be called out for it. She cannot complain about being shamed for the way her body looks, and then proceed to shame other women and make videos encouraging girls to not eat.
But that's clearly false. Clara Dow has never put down other types of women's bodies. Quite the opposite. Why is she lying like that?
Outside of meals and eat smaller meals so they don't look ugly and large. So her entire channel doesn't make sense, and it's clear it's built on lies and fakeness. Body positivity is literally being positive about all bodies, not just the one you're specifically in. It's like being gay and then hating on trans people. Like, it doesn't make sense. If you only care about the
Peyton Piper.
situation you're in, the movement doesn't work at the end of the day.
Don't overeat, don't stuff yourself, don't eat when you don't have to, and
Then, 5 days
Don't overeat, don't stuff yourself when you don't have to. What does that mean? I understand. Well, no, I could on a general basis understand what that means. But like, don't eat when you don't have to. If you're hungry, eat. Like, that's why that video just...
later, she posted, Clara is so much more disgusting than I thought. Even more aggressive.
I admit I was a little bit harsh in the last video. I did call her maybe evil a few times. I feel bad for that. My apologies.
Really? You're seriously apologizing for calling her an evil person in a video whose thumbnail is literally about you calling her evil again? This is a process of like, alright. Should Miss CocoCrazy call her evil? Is Miss Dow one of... And this is so funny because this is something I say about a lot of the influencer girly pops. Funny enough. Avocado! Are realistically any of these influencer girly pops or most of these heads online, barring a few of them, trust me, actually evil and world evils? No. Was Miss CocoCrazy exaggerating saying it's John? Yes. But again, are we saying that Miss Clara Dow cannot, like, or is being absolved of criticism, is being absolved of Johns because, like, yo, heads are being a little bit more too exaggerative? No. No. The rhetoric she was putting out in Eating Habit video, bad. The rage baiting she was doing to her audience, bad. The apology, terrible. It's... I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Like, if you call her evil or whatever, I don't expect heads to, like, you know what I'm saying, go think, like, she's this fucking evil witch and all this shit. What I'm saying, for real, is that, yo, Miss Dow is bad works for your flip. I ain't gonna lie, the boob jobs. Clara Dow is the queen. Clara Dow is now the queen of hypocrisy after the boob job situation. But no, seriously, after all that type of beat, she has to understand that, yes, the girly pops, especially in a body positivity community, are not gonna look at her positive no more. That's it. Whether you want to call her evil, not a good person, yada yada, whatever the descriptive term may be, that's your prerogative. But what I'm going to tell you is that in overall, especially the, again, girly pops that were in her audience, that were looking to her for the body positivity content, they're not going to look at her the same. They're not. That's it. They're not. It's not going to be positive no more because she pulled the flip and proceeded to race bait and will not apologize because she felt like she did nothing wrong when she clearly did. I feel like, I don't know, me personally, I feel like we're arguing semantics. It's like, yo, evil person, is she the world's most evil person? No. But, like, should she be called evil? I guess not. Like, it's like, who cares? Is she... I don't know.
And 8 days later, another video. This time reacting to Clara's response. And that wasn't even true. She wasn't specifically reacting to CocoCrazy, but to the hate she was receiving.
And this is what she said. Major playing the victim alert. I said I don't eat when I'm not hungry, but the internet canceled me because I myself and promote ED. Like, make it make sense.
It's like CocoCrazy was doing everything to get a response from Clara. Meanwhile, Kelly, who was the first person to talk about this drama, didn't take advantage of it to harass her.
But see, this is where I have to disagree with Hun, because Clara Dow did respond. Like, she was talking about, I remember in that one TikTok, yo, this kid, like, yo, she was saying, like, literally how this kid is, like, talking bad about me or whatever. I remember, I wonder if I can find that, John. Hold on, let me see if I can find that video. Oh, pause, chilly moment. Hold on. No worry, we'll find it. Let me see here. Which one is it in? Not that one. Not that one. I don't remember which one it was. Is this one in like order? I ain't gonna lie again. Yeah, like I said, yeah, we got a ton of these videos. Is it this one? I don't think it was in the apology one. I think it was the one before that. Nah, it wasn't. Nah, I know it wasn't. I think it was this one. Oh, was it this one? It might have been. It might have been the most popular. It might have been this one. I'll find it. Not there. Is this the? Hold on, I'm trying to see it. Is this the one? This, yeah, that. This was the apology for. What the fuck? People actually hate you for it. She's absolutely correct. I don't. What? I'm trying to figure out where was this. Yo. No, I think it might have actually been the one before. Hold on. It might have actually been in.
I'll just leave it here.
Because I remember she was talking about how she responded to her. Oh yeah, this was the thing I was talking about with the books. Hold on, while we're here, I'm gonna point that book out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this book right here. Yeah, all these books, yeah, not good. But anyway, where is that? That's what I'm saying, because she literally put out a sub to Miss Coco's Crazy. They're gonna say Trilly's the capper, but I remember this. Oh, we got the things with hobby. Is it here? No, not that one. Yeah, I swear I'm gonna end up like trying it. I'm gonna end up giving up, and then that's when I'm gonna find it. Alright, let's see. No, we're gonna keep going. Maybe this one?
Making videos where she literally was like, yep, I betrayed all of you guys. And it seemed like karma came very fast.
Yeah, if I never find this, I'm gonna be teed up. That's what happens. That's the unfortunate reality of the slots. Like, it gets to a point where, yeah, you may not be able to find anything because there's so many. Oh, the hot girl summer one. Oh, this is great. Yeah, this was grand. I ain't gonna lie, off the breakup situation. Then it was way before. Nah, this was like way before this. That's what I'm saying. Like, this had to be like maybe in this video because. This, I remember this.
About the last mistake, okay, guys?
For every single one of these. Oh, it definitely is in this because I can literally see the title of this. Yeah. Well, you can't see it right here. Hold on. Clara Dow responded to me. Yeah. Hold on. It was 100% in this video. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna find it. Not that. Okay, it's talking about her boobs. That. Is it like around here? Hold on.
On her. And yes, let's get into the response. So this was her response. It was about a few seconds long. I don't know if she actually uploaded it onto her YouTube channel. Since I'm not very active on TikTok, I didn't even know she responded.
How painful y'all think this shit about to be? Given a hunter-gatherer argument she tried to pull on the other vid, I feel like at the very lowest 8.5. 8.5. Probably be like 8.5.
Until I saw a comment under one of her videos on YouTube saying she deleted her response and they re-uploaded it. So I looked at the re-upload, then I went to her TikTok just to make sure it wasn't like faked or anything. And yep, she still has it on her TikTok. And this is what she said. Major playing the victim alert. I said I don't eat when I'm not hungry. The video is still up, so she is clearly not sorry in any possible way. And she's just a narcissist. She's literally gaslighting. Problematic now. We know who you are. And then a comment replying to someone.
I feel like every influencer now is problematic because they gotta play that character. They just not being themselves. They gotta latch themselves on and like.
Beautiful and made it into something horrible. And everyone has turned on her on any app. You can just look at the TikTok examples to see that. Why is every influencer so problematic now? We know who you are. And then a comment replying to someone.
I feel like every influencer now is problematic because they gotta play that character. They just not being themselves. They gotta latch themselves on to like some type of trend or some shit going on to like really get that initial wave because what they're what their shit. I can't even talk. God damn it, boy. Truly cannot fucking grammar ever. Facts. Unlike the main shits, like you said, the main shits that are just outright fucking crazy. Cause like, are we about to?
Video where she literally told people that it's normal to like fight to the death for a tiny amount of food, which again, people in those days, most of them didn't survive. So I don't know what kind of message.
Yo, I'm about to get so tight. Where was that video? She was in that dress. I remember that, John, so like vividly. Hold on. Because I remember she was putting the John up, and I remember the comment lifted up, and she was saying like, "Oh yeah, she got subbed." Oh, let me see the intro. My bad. Hold on.
About the last mistake, okay, guys.
For every single one of these fucking books in the trash. Let me not look at my intro. Because that was not it.
Did. So today we will be getting into her response and overall the backlash she received for it. Like last time, I'm going to give a quick trigger warning for EDs. If you have ever had one or struggle with one, maybe consider skipping this video because...
Alright, Trilly's a fucking liar. Let's just get back into the shit because goddamn it, this shit taking forever. But I meant like, yo, if someone can pull this up for me, checking and skimming through Miss Coco's Crazy, John, so we can get back to the vid. There was a vid, yo, where like Clara, that was in the middle of the John. And she was saying, and she was literally directly, like, you could tell it was about Coco's Crazy making the videos about her. And she had the John, and she was basically pointing out how Miss Coco's Crazy subbing her and all that type of shit. But yeah, still pointing out if Chili's not a liar, if anyone can't find that shit. Well, what do I say all the time? I ain't gonna lie. Well, I guess Chili's a fucking liar. Anyway.
Clara ended up doing little jobs at CocoCrazy, and you can really tell they were meant for her. Not for Kelly, not for Miss Rere, or any of the other commentary YouTubers who talked about her. You can really feel she's talking about CocoCrazy. And how can you blame her? You can say what you want, but CocoCrazy was harassing her. And I'm not the only one who...
It depends on, it depends on what you feel is this harassment.
thinks her behavior was really questionable.
Girl, I've watched you since you started, and you do not need any more videos about Clara. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm a biased perspective, though, because, bro, I am a slop tuber. Like, I think heads need to really understand, like, I'm not going to be the head to give a fuck about this. Like, not in the factor of, like, heads being harassed, but give a shit about, like, somebody making videos. One of my favorite heads to watch, more Pegasus. Slippy! So, like, this to me, like, making multiple videos about someone, like, this does nothing for me. I will not be feeling bad. There's the whole thing of, again, like Miss Deborah is saying, of like harassment. That is like, I would say there's nuances to that within this too. Like what garners harassment? Like what counts as harassment? Again, the whole situation of like her calling her evil, like, yeah, should she have called her evil? Like you could say, I guess not, but is that the end of the world? Is it gonna be over for Miss Clara Dow? No, I think the more pressing thing is the shit that she actually did. Yeah, like at least for Miss Clara Dow, like, I don't know. So this, like, for me is not gonna do anything. Coco, I get your commentary channel, but I used to love your videos. But after the 4th video on Clara Dow's situation, I can't even feel like you're obsessed. See, like, if someone puts this in my comments, like, I'm literally just... Don't watch. Don't watch. Because I could totally get if you're like, yo, you're just straight slandering, you're saying all this John. But within this, like, yo, again, if we're talking, like, labels, like you were saying, literally just came up as saying... like the whole evil John, or like within the video itself, within like all that type of beat, the criticism for Miss Clara Dow still stands there. I could totally understand if you don't like the rhetoric Miss Coco's Crazy using, or better yet, within this right here, how many videos she's dropping. But like, I'm gonna be frank with y'all, a bunch of heads do this. Actually, a bunch of heads do this and way fucking worse. So it's like, now the bill's really that high. You need 5 videos on her. Try 11. You really need to leave her alone. What she does with her body is none of your business. I agree. Whatever she does, whatever Hun, being that, you know what I'm saying, Miss Clara Dow, and I say this all the time because a lot of girly pops try to rip me a new one for this. Whatever Miss Dow does with her body, that's Hun's prerogative and Hun's choice. Her body, her choice. She's 26 years old. She's older than my ass. Truly 22, you know, unk status. But whatever she does, that's her. But what she needs to understand is that she built her platform for the past 6 years, like she stamps in all the time, off of being flat-chested and not being insecure about that, and putting it out to other girly pops that, you know what I'm saying, they shouldn't be insecure about any insecurities they got, and or if they have a flat chest as well. And her getting a boob job, yeah, she can do that if she wants to. But like I said, she needs to understand that some other heads in her audience specifically too, but especially in the body positivity community, not gonna feel so hot about this jump. That's tough. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me see. Oh, shoot. I didn't finish reading that. Anyway, yeah, business. Even if she was known for having a flat chest, spread a message of loving it, people change, and her doing the surgery doesn't mean she finds flat chest not beautiful. Who said that? It's just hypocritical. But rather, her doing the surgery would make her happier, so why not let her? Again, if it makes her happier, sure, that's Huns' prerogative. But she needs to understand that she's a hypocrite. We're not gonna just ignore that. Your whole channel is filled with hate and bashing other people. She's a commentary drama channel. If you don't want to see that, don't watch her. I don't like, this is where I'm at. I'm sorry, I'm not like, this is the thing of like, of heads wanting you to feel exactly the way they feel. Like, yo, I'm sorry, that's not what it is. You shouldn't. I don't even know how to put this, because again, I'm a fucking slop tuber, so I'm biased. Obviously, you shouldn't go out of your way or fucking lie about people, spread information, misinformation, slander them. But Hun only made 4 videos. Again, Pegasus, fucking me, heads like Quinn Theo have like fucking 40, 50 plus on niggas. Bro, y'all motherfuckers would hate us. I don't understand. Like, y'all are mad at Miss CocoCrazy. Yo niggas would hate me, bro. Like, I mean, some of y'all Huns, bro, y'all would not like me, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm going, again, it's TTE. It's Trill Talks Everything. I tell you this all the time. If you don't want to hear Trill talk about everything, that everything being asterisk, whatever drama, slop, tea, yada, yada, you don't want me to talk about, not you want me, that I want to talk about, then don't watch. No one's forcing you to watch, but I'm going to talk about whatever I want. Miss CocoCrazy finna make a video on whatever she want. Obviously, within that, creator should not go around spreading misinformation, do all this. But yo, they gonna talk about it. If you don't want to watch that, John, don't watch. This is where I'm at. I'm sorry. Like, this is, and going back to what I was mainly getting into, this is a thing of like heads, especially in the comments, John, wanting, like, they want the creator especially to feel exactly how they feel, to do exactly how they like want you to do. That, John, not happening. So if you're not satisfied, do not watch. But rather, her doing surgery make her happier, so much later. You're trying to feel with hate and bashing the people. Why are you spending so much time? Wait, why are you spending so much of your precious time spreading hate? Get a life, go outside and spread love. Thanks. I'm not gonna lie to you. And yo, it's so crazy that I have to sit here and do this shit because of like reading comments like this. But like, yo, number one shit to Trilly is family and pride, and like that's gonna always be my priority, not the materialistic shit. But I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, hun, whoever this is. Yo, Miss CocoCrazy's not wasting her life making these videos. She was talking about how the one video made her 2 bands. Can y'all just pull 2 bands out of your ass? What are you talking, bro? This shit is hilarious. Please stop. She doesn't deserve this anymore at this point. What the fuck do you mean she doesn't deserve this? She rage baited her audience. Like, yo, I'm not gonna lie. It's so funny to me. Like, bro, are these heads that were fans of her? Because if you were fans of her, especially off the body positivity tip, she was spitting in y'all face. I don't understand. Like, why make this many videos about the same person? My goodness. Why watch this many videos about the same person by the same person? It makes no sense. He's clearly bullying? What the fuck, bro? Oh my god. Stop using Clara now for content. Very soon your followers will say she's not the one who carried your channel, which she in fact is. Oh, here we fucking go with these motherfuckers. Oh my god, your channel, your highest views comes for her videos about her. So it's understand. Is that true? I'm sure one of her videos probably are the top Johns, but are all of them that? Hold on. Is that true? I have to see this. Nah, hold on. Are they all? Bro, they're not even all, bro. Oh my god. It's a good amount, but bro, it's not even all of them. Look. 1, 2, let's see, 3, 4, 5. And then out of these, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, bruh. It's like evens. 6. Like, yo, what are we talking about? And then you go down, there's still other videos on Huns' page. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, yo, Hun posts a video, she still get motion on Johns. Call it a glazer. Call him a glazer. But this is the John. I'm not even gonna lie. That's a John when heads say this shit like, oh, they carried your page. I just ignore this shit regardless of the factor because like, bro, slip tuba, especially if you're in a commentary drama, yada yada, bro. You're just gonna post vids. Whoever was on was on.
She even highlighted a deleted comment from Clara on a YouTube post. And judging by her community's comments, Clara didn't even have the right to defend herself. Then, you know the rest. She made a video.
Defend herself how? What is she going to defend herself from? Like, I ain't gonna like, because everything is out. This is what I'm saying. Everything is out there in the pudding. What she did, especially regarding the video and then the boob job situation, is blatantly there. The rage baiting her audience is blatantly there. She actually, funny enough, we're talking about Miss Dowd defending herself. She had the opportunity to apologize and all that type of beat, and she blatantly said she's not going to apologize because she feel like she did nothing wrong. If she did nothing wrong, what is there to defend herself from? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm dead serious. Like, this is where I'm at.
Reacting to Clara's comments and the job Clara sent her.
Here's her post, which, let's be honest, is so obviously targeted towards me because she replied to a comment under the post because she posted it on all platforms, basically discussing me.
And I was like, why are you so obsessed with me?
I'm not.
Fuck! It was that! Shit! It was that. That's what I was looking for mad long.
On all
You
platforms,
gotta be kidding.
basically discussing me.
And I was like,
This. Yes, this was clearly to Miss Coco's Crazy. Yes, it was to her. She was responding back too. She was throwing subs too. I told you when she was in the dress and all that. I told y'all, Trilly, you know what? Fuck it. Whatever. Trilly is the liar. I'll take it. I already said Trilly's the liar, even though I knew this clip existed. I'm like, dude, fuck. You see we have 11 videos on this shit. I don't know how the hell I was going to find this like 2-second clip.
why are you so obsessed with me?
I'm not. I simply just want to make people aware that you are an absolute hypocrite and
Valid, but I don't think that requires you to make so many videos putting her down. But also, Hun, what we have to understand is that there were multiple situations, especially within a scenario of Clara Dow, like her making the different TikToks and all that, which as a drama commentary YouTuber, you surround the drama, you want to cover everything, you're going to make these videos covering these things. Obviously, there are some heads, like not some heads, my dumb ass, I can't even grammar. Obviously, there are some things within drama, slops, and teas and all that get repeated. Yeah, sure, so I understand some heads that don't like that, get mad at that, but I'm going to look at your ass and just say again, do not fucking watch or skip past those parts. But yo, within this, there was obviously the video, like the eating habits, there was the whole boob job situation, there was the TikTok, there was the second one, there was the actual response apology. Like, you as a drama YouTuber creator, especially if you're covering this arc with Claire, you're gonna cover these things, which requires you to make multiple videos. I don't like, yo, this is a non-factor point to me. I'm sorry, y'all. This is a non-factor. Like, yo, if you don't like that someone's making multiple videos on a drama, on somebody specifically in a drama or a drama itself, do not watch those videos. I don't know what you want me to do. Yo, what y'all want is that creator to just stop doing that, John, and I totally understand that. But what you also have to understand is that, like, yo, and this is something I say all the time. Shout out to love the audience. Of course, every creator is nothing without their audience. But, like, yo, it is your choice to watch that creator. Just don't watch those videos, and watch the videos when they start making vids on topics you're interested in again. This is I'm sorry. This is a point to be made, but to me, I'm biased. I'm gonna tell you, I'm ignoring this. I do not care if somebody makes a bunch of videos on a topic, on a person. Like, yo, I'm a slop tuber. Like, this is what I do, so I just don't care. So to make somebody video putting her down, I think people already got it. But you were way more motivated by money and the dopamine from views and likes than caring at all about Clara's mental health. Clara didn't care about the mental health of her audience. If she did, why did she just pull this blatant hypocrisy? And again, heads are gonna say, well, it's her body, her choice, she can do whatever she wants. But she could also clarify with her audience that, yeah, that body positivity, the main thing that I was doing it off of, flat chest insecurity, yeah, that's done. But she didn't do that. She never did that. She got boobs for fun. What are we talking about? I'm sorry, like, that junk's cooked for me.
that deserves to be known. People shouldn't be lied to about you anymore, and I just believe that. I believe I gave you a fair chance. In all of my videos, I complimented you and said if you apologize, most people—
Lol, how dare you? Making 3 compliments in each video while trashing her for 30 minutes is absolutely nothing. Well, we're labeling it as trashing. What about the genuine things that Clara could be criticized for? This is...
would definitely forgive you. And I made a lot of money from those videos, but I didn't gain like an insane amount of subscribers. But since Clara was so interested in knowing the answer that she posted that video, I feel like it would be rude not to. So Clara, I'm not interested in you in any other way. You're a huge hypocrite. You don't really have that much.
Notice she made a nearly 30-minute response video to one comment, a couple of TikToks, 2 TikToks, where Clara threw some shade, and then listen to what she says. I know she's a minor, but that doesn't mean she could put down someone with so much nastiness, someone who's already been getting hit hard by her videos and lots of others for months. Hun, what is Miss Dow getting criticism for? Like, this is, again, I can totally understand if you feel as though, like, yo, Miss Coco's Crazy is being a bit too nasty. Maybe her rhetoric is a bit too harsh and all that. Sure, can understand that. Maybe Miss Coco's Crazy could turn it down. Turn it down, tone it down, or whatever. Again, it's everyone's prerogative on what they want to say. Keep it real, keep it peace. But we cannot sit here and act like some of the rhetoric in that eating habits video was not harmful and bad. We cannot act like she did not rage bait our audience. We cannot sit here and pretend like she didn't just sweep up and get a boob job and just be totally hypocritical in the body positivity movement. Like, we cannot sit here and pretend like this wasn't a thing.
Of a personality other than bragging about your body and making fun of other body types, you don't really have much to be.
Let me see. Hold on.
Than bragging about your body and making fun of other body types, you don't
Once again, Clara Dow's never made fun of other body types. It's crazy to lie like that.
really have much to be looked up to. You're really, really annoying, if I have to be completely honest. But I must thank you for that, Clara. Thank you for my monetization. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I am tired of talking about Clara Dua. I thought I left her behind 2 weeks ago, but she just keeps posting stuff.
I'm sorry, but just saying don't go harass this person, it's not enough when you make 7 videos in 4 months targeting the same person.
My last video on her got
Again, yeah. I hope they never find out who I am. I hope they never find
taken
out.
down 3 different times. So it's no longer on YouTube, meaning that this is my 4th video on her. That's not that bad considering it's been over a month. I'm not kidding, 3 different times the video got taken down. One time it was at 150K, I think the first 11 hours. Next time it was at
Y'all would be, bro, if y'all knew who Quinn Theo was with Pirate Software, oh, y'all would be fucking pissed. Y'all would be fuming out the ears, bro. It would be straight steam. Also notice in each of these videos she mentions how many views she got, at least in pretty much all of Clara Dow's videos. Not that it's the flaw by itself, but it's that all she cares about. Here's all I have to say. Hun, can you prove this is all she cares about in the video? Cause I tell heads all the time, as a slop tuber, if you call me a grifter, nigga, I'm just gonna look at you and be like, yeah, you're right. Because no matter what niggas say, I don't give a fuck. If you post on YouTube and you have the opportunity, especially if you get to the parameters of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, your ass is gonna turn on monetization. You're going to turn it on. You are. So within whatever Jones you say, no matter if you're the most wholesome YouTuber ever or whatever you're doing, you're making cheese. Does that make you a grifter? Does that mean all you care about is cheese? Nah. You could be making videos about Jones you're passionate about, topics you're interested in talk about, but yeah, you're making money. So I'm like, yo, this is a non-factor thing to me too. Like especially like, oh my God, I'm hurting myself out here. Especially covering this H3 Hassan Yoko, like, bro, they calling you a grifter casually. They're calling you Nazis and Jones casually. Like, this is all nothing to me. I'm gonna be real. I'm on the factor of, what did Miss Clara Dow do? Oh, I know what she did. She deserves her criticism for it. If Hun here, Miss Deborah, does not like, again, like I've been saying the whole time, does not like the rhetoric that Miss Coco's Crazy does not like, that Miss Coco's Crazy has been milking it, slob tubing it up, that's all fine and well within her prerogative. But I'm sorry, I don't care. I care about what did Miss Clara Dow do and what things can she be genuinely criticized for. And we know what they are. And she has got her criticism for it. For me in 11 vids. For Miss Coco's Crazy in what, like 7, 8 or some John. For other heads, a bunch too.
Within 2 hours they took it down, and then my 3rd one I woke up and it was still up, so I thought it was safe, and then 2 weeks later they take it down. So I just gave up at that point. I was like, whatever, I got money for it. Well, I guess that's that.
Clara was already hurt, but that didn't stop Coco from liking comments that were mocking her. Okay, let me be clear. I'm not against criticism. Pointing out problematic behavior is legitimate. The real problem, in my opinion, is creators like CocoCrazy. When you repeat the same criticism over and over again about the same person, it's no longer about...
Okay, sure. And this is kind of what I'm saying. Sure. Because this is the effect of, like, yes, if you're repeating the literal same exact Jones, and this happens sometimes within the slops, you know what I'm saying? This happens to me all the time, especially watching the daily slops with Pegasus, and then watching, like, you know what I'm saying, H3 Pod. Like, yo, some Jones might overlap, sure, I get that it gets annoying, but yo, a good amount of the time, especially within Miss Coco's Crazy, it's not just the same exact Jones. There's also some, like, extra content happening, or like some extra auxiliary stuff happening within the drama. A good amount of time for heads. If you base, like, the way some heads make it sound is if you're making the literal, like, you're taking one vid and you're literally copying and pasting that same exact video. Like, I mean, like, same exact genre. Heads are not doing that. Like, yeah, there might be some overlapping info, but, like, yo, for the main part, I would assume there's probably, in most heads cases covering the genre, gonna be a little bit of new stuff, or maybe a sprinkle in, like, what, I don't know. Coping Trilly.
And funny people, it becomes harassment. She's young. I know she's young, but adults will react negatively if you keep criticize them without stopping. You can hide behind your age after targeting people non.
I know she said on one time video that she's never played an H card, and it's her subscribers writing that stuff, which she can't control. And I talk about this all the time, and specifically, like, watching videos, and I've literally said it and used my example as Miss Coco's Crazy. Yeah, yo, jits, yeah, so in certain scenarios, yeah, you can't blame a jit if you're a kid, like, legitimately, because they're just dumb, gullible, and all that type of beat. But there gets to that age with jits, like, where you're on the Coco's Crazy, the Piper Raquel's, the Princess Amelia's, where you're, like, 16, like, 15, 16, 17, 17, like, around there, whatever, where, like, yo, you can think. Like, we're not about to be doing this shit. If you can think in the process of doing some of this dumbass shit and some of this stupid shit, then you can also think to not do it and know that you're gonna get consequences when you do it. So I totally understand that. It's like, just because she's a jit doesn't mean, like, that absolves her from criticism. I totally get that. That's what I'm saying. Again, if you feel as though her rhetoric and all the stuff she was using was bad and she deserves criticism for that, sure. But I'm saying we're not about to just say, like, yo, because of this rhetoric that Miss Coco's Crazy using, is that this kind of absolves Clara Dow what she did, and it kind of, like, we need to pillow talk Clara Dow through this. Hell nah. Because she ain't pillow talk her audience with the body positivity, with the flat chest, with the boob job. She ain't talk at all. She just popped up, so nah. What? I'm like, bro, I'm just reciprocating the energy, at least from what I've seen from the John. It's like, okay, word. Anyway, is there a cigar around this so she can control? But anyway, main thing back to this is, like, yeah, no, obviously the H card does not work for Miss Go Crazy. Duh, she can still be criticized. Like, that's just some obvious. But weirdly, in the video where she responds to Clara's shade, she shared some comments, including one where a subscriber says it's cool not to beef with kids. You can't at the same time say you've never played the H card and blame the comments you can't control. And this is something I don't even call myself out, because this was something I was laughing about too. It was like, yo, Clara Dow's out here beefing with a 16-year-old on this, John. But the main part to that of me on it, and call it Cope or whatever, is that I'm sitting here laughing at this boy, because obviously to this, Clara Dow doesn't need to be beefing with anyone, because she could have just avoided this shit in the first place. And this is what I've been saying. I don't know, and this is really what I've been saying, especially with the whole thing with the Javi scenario. Everyone was thinking that Javi was the reason she destroyed her career and all this different job. I'm like, no, it was her. Like, she genuinely made these mistakes. Like, I don't and she could have avoided these jobs. I don't know. I'm Dickie-ing. Trilly's Dickie-ing. I'm Dickie-ing. It's alright. And you can't say the same. You never played H card, but in the comments you can control. Also share a comment from subscriber outraged that Clara is beefing with you because you're a minor. If you share these comments in your own video and even read them out loud, it means you agree with your subscriber.
It's not like she.
Fun man, it's John Miles Coke. Show you girls a child. That's I can't even talk. Fun fact: the girl she's talking about is Coco. This girl's child. Let's not add more fuel. Clara having beef with a child is not cool. So this is body positivity nowadays. See, it's like, I get where head is coming from on both standpoints. It's like, yo, what would be the point of, like, beefing with Miss Coco's Crazy? Because, like, yo, she's legit. But at the same time, because she's legit, that does not mean Miss Coco's Crazy because of the videos she's putting out can't be criticized because of those videos. I totally get that. But I'm on the factor of real life. Ignore this shit. Who even cares? Let's talk about this. So this is the body positivity nowadays, because that's what really needs to be talked about. Because at the end of the day, let's say, yo, okay, let me maybe summarize where I'm at. At the end of the day, say, forget me, forget Miss Coco's Crazy, forget Miss Deborah, forget Curse, forget all the people that have made videos on Miss Clara Dow. The point still stands. Miss Clara Dow has done things that can be genuinely criticized. That is stamped in a factor. How do you handle that? Do we pillow? Does everybody, when they talk about people's criticisms or things that people can be criticized for, have to pillow talk them through, have to carry it in the nicest way? Again, I'm not saying you should go out and hate people, say fuck him, fuck this, slander them, spread misinformation, yada yada. But bro, you can't throw a jab or two or something like that? Because if we can't throw jabs, bro, I'm gonna throw jabs, bro. Because then that shit is just boring. I don't know. Again, you shouldn't try to harass people. And again, that's a whole nother thing in itself. What is even counted as online harassment? To me, that's like brigading, doing all this different junk. It doesn't seem like Miss CocoCrazy telling us to go brigade Clara Dow, telling her to go do all this. She's just saying, hey man, so that shit you did, like flipping on your audience, might have been a little evil. But again, even if you don't want to say that, hey, that's you. Sure, but like, I don't see where this is really on the crazy tip of like harassing Clara Dow, lies and all that. Like, I don't. Or maybe I guess a little lies for some of the shit, but like, again, nothing to where she's totally like slandering Clara Dow, completely overall lying about her to a complete factor. Miss Clara Dow did do like a good amount of these things.
Only focuses on Clara. Honestly, I have no hate towards her. It's true that I don't like her content, but there is a reason why.
Don't ever, especially if you have such a big following as Clara Dow. Yes, Clara Dow. Do not change anything for a boy or a girl or whoever you're dating. Do not change anything. It's never worth it. Put social media first all the time. Social media is more important than anything else.
You know what's so funny? This take from Miss CocoCrazy, I disagreed with her with. It's so fun. I disagreed with her with this. I was like, yeah, wait, hold on. There's a nuance to this. Because duh. Yo, if you have a partner with something I say all the time, love, best interest at heart. Yeah, I feel like if this is the love of your life, you should prioritize your partner and all that type of being your love. Probably more than your fucking YouTube. But I could also understand on a factor of someone like Clara Dow, where her YouTube is her job. Let's keep it a buck. This is what brings the cheese in. Without this YouTube shit, fuck having a partner. You won't even have a fucking apartment. Like, you don't even have a house or a bed to sleep in. So I could also understand the factors of this. But I could understand where, like, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Bird's coming from. Where, yeah, this right here from Miss CocoCrazy, I'm agree with her. This was not a good take from Girly Pop. But this is something I even said in the video to clarify. Like
Genuinely, don't.
But then this is a thing of like, yes, I'm even saying it right now. Miss CocoCrazy could be criticized for this. I do not agree with this. Or at least I do not fully agree with this. I feel like this take, like, there's nuances to this take. But overall, I do not fully agree with this direct take from Miss CocoCrazy. But again, this is a thing of, she can, one, be criticized. And two, because she's a minor does not absolve her criticism. And three to that, this is a thing of nobody's perfect, too. Miss Clara Dow's not perfect. Miss CocoCrazy's not perfect. I'm not perfect. No one is. Like, I ain't gonna lie. But again, if we're using this take, yes, I agree. This take was not that good.
Don't trust anyone, because social media is the one thing you can rely on. Like, that's a community you can create and rely on.
Anyway, let's get back to Clara Dow. Because
that's what I'm saying. Again, like, that is rhetoric I say all the time I disagree with. Shout out, share the love with your audience once more. But I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm not gonna rely on y'all more than I'm gonna rely on the boss, my little sis, my bros, and all that for keeping me comfort, for making sure I'm good. I appreciate the factor of heads showing love and all that type of beat. It really does mean a lot, because again, I tell you all the time, we want to put the boss in a 5 bath. Y'all sharing love, watching the vids, put $1 in Trilly pocket, Trilly the grifter, because apparently now if you make a bunch of videos on people, like, you're a grifter, you're doing it all for cheese. Anyway, sidebar that, I say it all the time, yeah, but like, I'm finna go to my peoples. Yeah, like, I'm finna go to my peoples that I know for sure have my best interest at heart, that can show me to my face in real life. It's love, though. It is love with the audience. But like, that's why I always say you have to break those thin lines of parasociality. I feel like for Miss CocoCrazy with that take, yeah, it might be cooking her a little bit. It is. It might be like at least specifically for that. Yeah, that's kind of like cooked work, like, you know what I'm saying, worldview a little bit. But I'm sure, again, that's something she gonna grow out of, because they using the thing that's absolving her of criticism in this case, or whatever, or people saying absolving her criticism, she's a jit. Like, she is a jit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure later, especially in life, she'll realize, yeah, the online people is cool. I love my audience, but yeah, I'm gonna go seek the actual validation, all that junk, from the people that I know are there and love me. You know what I mean? But yes, overall, again, for that, yeah, that is a take we could disagree with.
Was caused by her world being taken out of context was only the beginning.
Yes, I did have a boob job. I know this might come as a shock because my whole page used to be about loving my flat chest and being confident with it. I literally built my entire career and following around that. So why did I do it? Am I crazy? Was everything a lie? Was I secretly insecure this whole time and just use body positivity as a way to make money so I could finally afford a boob job? No, let me tell you
Debatable.
the real reason why I did it. And it comes down to one word: fun.
In the comments, it's a war zone. Insults, shouting.
See, this is where I'm at. This is what I want to focus on. I'm sorry, like this is why the videos are made. Cause what kind of answer is that? I'm still to this day asking the girly pops.
Girly pop.
Do you just get a boob job for fun? Like this is what needs to be talked about. Like
Long angry paragraphs, total chaos. Many people believe Clara betrayed her community. For 6
cause did she not?
years, Clara Dow wasn't just an influencer. She was a symbol, living proof that you can love your body even without a chest. And then one day, she announced that she had gotten breast implants.
Clara Dow is now the queen of hypocrisy after the boob job situation.
For her followers, it was a shock. She explained that she had undergone major surgery for fun,
For fun.
that she wanted to change her style and explore a new version of herself.
And she has the whole regard and whole, like, you know what I'm saying, like, just she has the whole ability to do so. To want her to do whatever she wants. But I need her to understand. The hypocrisy is still there, hun. It is. It is. And people are going to call you out for that. They are. Because you are a public figure. Because this is what you built your platform on. And that's what I want to keep stamping in.
But the problem is the collective memory. Because for
And also to that, like I was saying earlier, no one's saying she can't change. But why not keep it transparent and keep it more genuine with your audience instead of just popping out with boobies one day, hun? You should notice. Like,
years, Clara had been saying the exact opposite. She had repeated in thousands of videos that you shouldn't get implants, that you should love your body as it is, and that she would never change. And now she has changed everything. Her chest, her lips, her cheekbones, her eyes. The problem isn't surgery itself. It's the betrayal of the message. Clara didn't just change her appearance. She buried 6 years of what she had been preaching.
and that's what I'm saying, hun. Like that, it's like it's the flip. It's like, why? No one is telling Clara she couldn't change. No one's telling her she couldn't get a boob job. No one's telling her anything like that. We're all asking, why the hypocrisy? Why so sudden? Why no clarification? Why no transparency? What's up? Heads, like, again, heads, you were doing this for the past 6 years. Heads knew that, yo, when they go to Miss Clara Dow content, they were going to be chilling. It was a place of security. They was good. But now with you doing this, the only thing that I pointed out before too was, one, it shows that out of everybody, including you and your audience, we know who the most insecure one was. Two, to that is like credibility. This is why I keep saying, and even funny enough to this, Miss CocoCrazy was saying all the time that, yeah, maybe Clara Dow, probably she'll get a redemption arc and all that, but this is why I even shut that down. Truly the asshole. It won't be in a body positivity community because you slighted them, you did them wrong, flipped on their face, and then spit in their face with a month worth of rage bait. Again, that's no slide, like, well, in that case, yeah, that's slide and criticism for Miss Clara Dow, but it's no overall slide. Hopefully she is able to come back and there's a community that she can foster, but I'm telling you, it's not in the body positivity and it never will be again. How could they trust her? It ruined her doing this ruined her credibility there. Tell me where I'm wrong.
For many, she becomes the person who monetized the insecurity of millions of women just to pay for a new version of herself.
Girl, maybe it is time for you to choose a different job or career path, because when the people that ask you Q&A questions, which are usually your fans, are hating on you and asking why you're still posting, maybe it is time to consider that you did something wrong.
Even her boyfriend left her when the criticism became unbearable. But is Clara Dow really this hypocritical opportunist who never loved herself? I doubt that. Imagine this.
We'll never know. That's the actual answer.
Talking about your chest every single day for 6 years, showing it, defending it, making it part of your marketing. That's an enormous psychological pressure.
This may be the harshest thing Trilly has ever said to a girly pop, but Frankly, it's true, at least in my opinion. Who told her to do that? No one told her to do that. She's the one that, again, I could totally understand if she did not even understand. I know for sure she had the insecurity of having a flat chest and being a petite girly pop. But no one told her, forced her to start making content about this, John. Just like nobody forced her to get a boob job. These are all things that she decided to do. And that's why I want to keep stamping it, no matter what anybody says about this, no matter what anyone feels about this. All these actions and all these results led up because Miss Dow made decisions and made the choices herself. Stamped. That's what it is. None of this happens if she doesn't make these decisions. And that's not me telling her, oh yeah, she couldn't start a YouTube. She couldn't talk about having insecurities and all that. But like, I'm sure y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, she made these choices. It was her choice to start this and make this the main topic and niche of her platform. It was her choice to go out and get boobies. And it was her choice to rage bait her audience. At what point is it like, yes, she has to take accountability for this?
Clara found herself trapped in that hole. She wasn't
And that's the crazy part, now that I keep thinking about it. At what point does she take accountability for this? Oh wait, she hasn't. She directly got up on this boy. I feel like I did nothing wrong, so I'm not apologizing. I'm trying to tell you, not going
about herself, her passions, her dreams, just about her chest. And yes, it worked, but at what cost? What people forget is that Clara didn't wait until she became famous to change her parents. So I don't.
No, I'll tell you the cost. Hold on.
Her dreams, just about her chest. And yes, it worked, but at what cost?
Money, clout, fame. That was the cost. Her lifestyle, that was the cost. That was it. It's gonna sound so rude to say this, John, but it's the truth. She monetized her insecurities. She got the lifestyle she wanted out of this, John. She got the monetary success. She got the attention she wanted. And guess what? She also got the boobies she wanted from this. This is what I'm talking about with where, yo, this, like, we're not just gonna absolve her of criticism. Yes, I totally understand. Yes, she had insecurities about her flat chest. She made videos on it. Within that, she cultivated an audience where people could feel secure, and she flipped on that boy. So yeah, maybe I do feel bad for her that, yeah, she had to make videos about her chest every day. Boo-hoo. But guess what? Oh my God. Her making those videos on her chest put her in this position. A position in which she took advantage of, and funny enough, pulled a
girly pop
Jasmine Tan and fell out of relatability with her audience. Snaked them. Got boobies. Again, it's her prerogative to get those, but y'all know what I mean by get boobies. The hypocrisy. When she knows that the girly pops in her audience are feeling insecure because of having a flat chest, because of other jaunts. This is what it costed her. She got the success she wanted, and now from that it got to her head. She messed up. She did a oopsie, a bad, and now she's getting the consequences. I'm sorry, like, that's what it is.
What people forget is
I'm not about to, like, yo, and you know what's so crazy about this? I'm not about to pillow talk heads. And if something happened with Trilly get in a controversy and some John, I bet heads ain't gonna pillow talk me. They not. I guarantee you. So I'm not pillow talking them. No.
That Clara didn't wait until she became famous to change her appearance. So I don't believe she created her channel just to end up paying for breast implants. Especially
that wasn't, again. Do I think the only reason was for money to buy boobs? No. But we do have to understand one of the main things within her, John, is yes, she monetized her insecurity. She monetized her very petite body. And this is what got her very successful. She cultivated and built an audience, which then obviously watching videos, ad revenue, made her money, got her to this point. We know that. Like, that is a fact.
Since she comes from a very healthy family.
So before before we go inside, let me walk you through what the house looks like from the outside.
What the fuck is this? Bro, is she a billionaire?
So this is the gate
I've never
to the house.
seen this.
I absolutely love these
What the
gates.
fuck? What the fuck is this? Yo, Heads is billionaires, bro.
And then this is what the house looked like from the outside. Welcome to my Vietnam house. Or actually, my parents' house. Let's go. So this is the front yard. It is very, 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 very spacious.
Yo, girly pop, I gotta get like you, or Betty, I gotta get like your parents. Yo, what the fuck?
I love playing badminton here with my brother whenever I'm here. This is the first wing of the house. This is the traditional wing. If you look to the left, I have the second wing, which is where all the family lives. I have no idea what this architecture is called. Neo-modernism? I don't know. I have no idea.
Clara didn't need YouTube to pay for this surgery. I don't think Clara was touched by hate comments, Instagram, or even her ex either.
I ain't gonna lie, Miss Down, I give you that, bro. Yo, your parents and all that, they know they real estate, cause it's looking hefty.
The real pressure, in my opinion, came from her family.
My family is so toxic, guys, but also they're very loving, they're very supportive, okay? But they have their own, you know, toxicity, as with any family. And I have learned over time to kind of tune out the toxicity or like not associate myself with it. I swear whenever like we would get together and we would talk and they would say something that's toxic or like either body shaming or like putting pressure on me to do things that I don't want to do, I would immediately leave the conversation. I would immediately change the topic or just like, I'm out of here, I don't want to listen.
And that's something I can understand on her part too. Like, obviously you don't want to be in uncomfortable scenarios, especially if people like criticizing you and judging you. But that's on the factor of things she's like not doing. Like, they're criticizing her for Jones. Like, yo, what the fuck? This is what I'm saying. Any heads going up to there basically hating on her and all that type of shit. Oh, you're so skinny. Why the fuck do you look like that? All that shit. Like, yo, fuck you niggas. Leave girly pop alone. She's chilling. But for Jones, again, when you're hypocritical on your audience, hun, if you're hypocritical in your entire career and platform, yes, hun, we're going to talk about that. We are.
Do this. I'm out. Bye.
She explains that body shaming was common and that was a woman's value was often reduced to her fair skin, big eyes, and chest size.
Nah, fuck that. See, and that's where it truly gets teed up, because y'all know how I feel. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm sorry, bro. As I keep seeing more of this shit, is really gonna stamp into me, bro. Like, even though I'll always know physical appearance, yes, it does matter, but I'll truly just keep going down the black pill and never give a fuck, because, bro, as so but then he sounds when I see this, it's like, yo, only thing I care about is your heart, baby. No cap. Like, how are you as a person? Like, genuinely, do you got best interests at heart? Do you care? Are you loving? Like, bro, I'm society. So again, I cannot blame her for this. Again, if her parents are putting pressure on her, they fucking guilt tripping her, doing all this, like, yo, I can feel sympathy with her for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some shit a lot of people do go through, and it's like, yo, I would hate to see that, because the number one thing for Trilly is family. I would hate to see people feeling like, you know what I'm saying, literally feeling their insecurities and feeling put down by their family. That, like, would be fucking terrible to her.
She didn't fit into those standards, and while her parents didn't forbid her from being herself, they still encouraged her to perform. Clara Dow said that when she was a child, people constantly pointed out her flaws.
Ý của tạo hóa, gọi là sai lầm của tạo hóa chắc để nhìn thấy chưa? Đây là về mặt ra thật sự.
It's crazy. She's like a whole different person.
Her parents would often suggest she consider breast augmentation. Moving from Vietnam to...
Yeah, that's fucking, like, see, that's some shit where I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Like, for them to recommend to their daughter to get, like, fucking a boob job, like, that's, bro, that shit would have me lit on fire.
Canada might have been a way for her to breathe and get some distance from that family pressure. Her first post on social media might not have been to please others, but to encourage herself, to convince herself of her worth and beauty in the face of so much pressure. And then, a few months before her surgery, she went back to Vietnam. Maybe that family pressure came back suddenly, at family dinners, in yellow comments, and maybe that's what pushed her to finally go through with it. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is more likely than what those commentary YouTubers are saying. I also want to say that I completely understand her audience feelings of betrayal. Clara should have been more transparent about...
Thank you, hon. That's what I've been saying this whole time. This whole John, like, pretty much could have been avoided if she was just more transparent about it. Like, again, guys, maybe the body positivity content, I'm just not really feeling like, you know what I'm saying, as hefty as pertaining my whole content around it. I want to shift into something else. And even for, like, you know what I'm saying, the thing where her boobies, it's her choice at the end of the day. She can do whatever she wants. But at least for her audience, clarify, like, listen, The insecurity is biting me. It's biting me. Like, this is what I want to go through. Like, not go through, but this is what I want to go and do, you know what I mean? And, like, really stamping that in. And then from there on, like I was saying in a, which John was it? Which drama? The Mudahar John. Like I was saying in the Mudahar John, loss of D equation. Yeah, some heads are going to be mad, of course, because you built your whole John, again, like body positivity around being, you know, not insecure about having a flat chest, and some heads are going to be tight, and some heads might leave and stop watching and bleed, but it's way better than a lot more heads doing that because you just popped out with boobies one day, hon. That's what I'm saying.
About what she was going through. But I still think the commentary YouTubers pushed things too far, especially CocoCrazy. I also think we should question the morality of making YouTube money from the harassment we create online. It bothers me more and more. But anyway,
I agree. No, I agree on that, but I don't agree with the factor of heads like Miss Coco's Crazy. I agree with heads like Bad and Panada, fucking Mike from PA, Denims. I think those motherfuckers. I think yeah, we should question those motherfuckers to the heftiest degree. Miss Coco's Crazy. It's like, yeah, I guess you could say some of the times she's saying is more edgier about Miss Clara Dow, but trust me, like there is way worse shit being said about other people on these platforms. That, like, you can trust and believe that.
Anyway, I don't like talking badly about,
especially on the factor of like people that are saying these worst things about other people being fucking direct lies and straight misinformation and slander. When like this is like, yeah, these are things that Miss Clara Dow can genuinely be criticized for, and on top of that, but like on top of that, from Miss Coco's Crazy, it's just the way she's saying it. You know what I mean?
people. So maybe someone else will speak about it one day. In any case, thank you for watching to the end. Have a great day.
Of course, hon. Y'all already know. Even though you already know. Like I was saying. Oh, yo, come on. Yeah, I knew this one was gonna happen. Hold on, y'all. Don't worry, I'm getting there. Okay, hold up. Yo, now I gotta fix the jaw. Are we good? Okay. Alright. Even though this tea party was a little bit of mixing messy, of course, shout out, share the love with the Hun, Miss Deborah Ellis. Miss Ellis, of course. That was Coco's Crazy went too far against Clara Dow, harassment, lies, and more. Of course, if you guys would like to watch the OG video without Trilly app, down description, first link, sure to love it. Of course, Miss Deborah Ellis, like I said. And final opinions and conjecture. Yeah, I'm just of the factor of like, yeah, like I could totally understand if, again, Miss Deborah Ellis feels as though Miss Coco's Crazy, like she was saying all these things that were like, you know what I'm saying, was getting like too crazy, like how she was saying she's evil or whatever, or saying that like, you know, Miss Coco's Crazy was taking some of these Jones like crazy out of context. But like still to that factor, I'm just really not seeing it, or even saying she's making too many videos and she's milking it and all that type of beat. I'm just not really seeing it because, again, like, yo, this, who is saying this, John? Because y'all want to be able to use this as an example. Be able to point out everything. Oh, I was watching Rusty Buckets, yeah, Nick on YouTube, I ain't gonna lie, where people say like, well, I'm a something, I'm X, so, but like, I'm literally like, best case scenario for me to use that example is like, yeah, well, I am directly a slop tuber, so a good amount of these criticisms, people say this shit all the time about slop tubers, like Pegasus, like again, like YN Sens, like West Jed, like all these other heads, they say shit about heads like this all the time, so it just really does nothing for me. I still feel as though that, yeah, even with heads saying different Jones, or maybe some heads are a bit more not harmful, but a bit more, I guess you could say, hurtful, or a bit more edgier when they talk about dramas and talk about heads and their controversies. The thing still stands that Miss Dow did bad. The rhetoric in the, you know what I'm saying, Leading Habits video, even with all the disclaimers and all that type of beat, it's still not good for especially the younger heads watching, but even for some older heads, you know what I'm saying? The whole situation with the boob job, we know that's blatant hypocrisy, especially to her audience, you know what I'm saying? That mainly followed her because of body positivity, and you know what I'm saying, the whole likes with that, the whole rage bait thing, like I've been saying, she rage bait her audience, making videos like throwing the factor she got boobs in their face when she directly knows that that's upsetting people, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing that people are mad for. That's the thing of hypocrisy. It's just like these criticisms still can be shelved out to her. Like I just think it's like a factor of like, yo, do you just want like heads to pillow talk her through this? Like, oh well, yeah, head shouldn't have said all this, but at the same time, it's like, where do we draw that line? Where is it that your criticism is now becoming like harassment? Your criticism is now becoming like lies, slander. Like where is that line drawn? Because again, I'm always on the factor of you should never be saying fuck you, like fuck you, you're a bitch, yo, all this different shit, making up bullshit about heads. But a good amount of the stuff with Miss Dow is not bullshit. It's shit that she genuinely did, shit that she frankly just got the consequences for because these were her actions. I don't know. Again, as I say all the time, feel free to disagree with Trilly. Trilly is never beating the dumbass allegations, but that's my reels. That's how I'm feeling on this boy. Again, though, shout out, share the love with Miss Deborah Eris, and I'm finna catch y'all. I'm gonna flip, baby. Peace.